of supported parents. And I want to talk to you today about three things: dysregulation, co-regulation, and self-regulation. These past couple of months have been a doozy for parents, being home with their children, parenting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I wanted to offer some frameworks and some language about what happens for our young ones, our little ones, and for us when we get dysregulated and or they get dysregulated, and how we get back to a place of self-regulation. When we think about what it means to be regulated, we're talking about the ability to observe and be aware of our vital signs, our needs for eating, resting, sleeping, drinking water, getting fresh air, the need for movement, the need for quiet, the need for connection, to observe these needs and then be able to act on our own behalf to have those needs met. And many of us think that very young children are capable of self-regulation. And if they're not yet, they should hurry up and soon be able to self-regulate by the age of 3, 4. And I'm going to help us recalibrate to the idea that for humans as a species, our offspring really has to spend at least 5 years co-regulating with a self-regulated adult before they can self-regulate themselves. And so when we observe that our children have become dysregulated, and their dysregulated behavior often sends us into a state of dysregulation, or vice versa, what needs to happen for both the adult and the child are the adult who has the best odds of initiating self-regulation needs to observe their state and observe their needs and observe what needs are not met at this moment and meet them, figure out how to get them met, so that the adult can enter into a regulated state and the child can co-regulate with an adult in a regulated state. The tricky part in general and normally, but especially during this pandemic and stay-at-home quarantine time, is that it's very challenging for an adult to stay in a state of self-regulation if they don't have adequate opportunities to co-regulate with another adult. So just like our young children need to co-regulate with us, we need to co-regulate with other adults, especially an adult who is not currently dysregulated. So if I'm a parent and I know that I have become dysregulated due to the factors of my current circumstance or due to my child's unmet needs, putting them in a state of dysregulation and is causing a trigger in me to be dysregulated, if I can connect with another adult who is currently self-regulated, they are not dysregulated, I can talk to that adult, I can be in their presence while they are appreciating me or letting me know that they remember I'm actually a really good parent when I'm not triggered, and that I just need a breather or I need a need met. Maybe I need a rest or a nap or a break or a drink of water or a walk in nature. And when adults can figure out how to create that relationship of co-regulation with each other, then the parent of the young child can resume that role that parents play for their children and other adults, other relatives or teachers or child care providers, of engaging a dysregulated child with an offer of co-regulation until they can self-regulate. And so I just wanted to reframe some of the struggles that we've been having as we parent 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which was never the design. That if you observe in yourself that you have become dysregulated through these last 2 months, that bringing a sense of grace to yourself of course, I can't possibly stay self-regulated, and on top of that, maintain that state of regulation through my child's dysregulation, allowing them to co-regulate with me. And that's why the parent and the child might be bouncing off of each other. The child melts down, the parent melts down in response. Now you have two dysregulated people. But if you could lock yourself in the bathroom and call a trusted person who shares these frameworks and say, my child is really dysregulated, I don't know what they need, food, nap, exercise, fresh air, and I am also equally dysregulated, so I've reached out to you, I'm calling you to say, Lifeline, SOS, I need to center myself in awareness, starting with your vital signs, which are your breath and your heartbeat, observing that you have those two things, your brain waves, are they agitated and chaotically bouncing all over the place? And what skills do you have as an adult to shift that? Observe your breath. Remember that you have a heart that's beating, and be observant of the state of your brain waves. And from there, start to notice if you have any unmet needs. Maybe a cup of tea. Maybe asking a co-parent to give you 15 minutes to collect yourself. And sometimes it's just hard for us to do the things that would keep us self-regulated, like go to bed a little earlier, or advocate for ourselves and for our needs in the face of a cultural message that says we should be able to just keep going and keep going and keep going when truly we can't. So I hope that those three concepts of dysregulation, co-regulation, and self-regulation can make a difference in the story that we're telling ourselves about what is happening with our child and between us and our child, that takes the blame off either ourselves or our child. So the next time one of these things happens, maybe you can write yourself a note now. Dear my future dysregulated self, remember these things, and here are a few things that you can do to regulate yourself, including reaching out to another trusted adult.